Number 10, Altamaha. Georgia is a densely forested region, located on the swampy southeastern U.S. In the murky, mangrove-filled estuaries of Georgia's wild coastline, a bizarre creature has been reported in waters of the Altamaha River, dating back to the early 18th century. The creature has been described as snake-like, or resembling a giant sturgeon, but with a crocodilian head. Lengths of over 30 feet have been reported by witnesses, who include swimmers, claiming to have bumped into the terrifying creature. Historic Tama tribal accounts also describe such an animal. Some cryptozoologists suggest the Altamaha could be an ocean reptile that travels into freshwater to spawn, explaining it's associated with river mouths. Number 9, the USS Stein monster. It was 1976 and USS Stein headed into port, after sonar systems have experienced failure. Upon closer inspection at the port, the special rubber protective coating of the ship's sonar dome had cuts as long as 4 feet across. Within many of those cuts, there remained sharp curved claws were found, the type claws associated with giant squid attacks. However, these claw marks, measuring at around 4 feet across, were much larger than any known squid previously discovered. It was speculated that whatever had done this damage can measure up to 150 feet length. That is much larger than any other previous known squid or animal species. Number 8, U-28 creature. Containing in the official report of German U-boat 28's sinking of British transport, is the astonishing account of a giant creature caught in the explosive aftermath. Only July 30, 1915, U-28 torpedoed the British cargo ship Iberian. Shortly after the disappearing beneath the waves, the wreckage exploded, blasting a 60-feet-long crocodile-like creature, 80 foot above the water, where it was observed by U-28's captain and commanders. As the creature writhed amongst the debris, the crew noted that it had 4 legs, with large webbed feet, a long, pointed tail, and a head which also taped to a point. This official military report gives incredible backing to the story. To fabricate such a description would have been career suicide. But what was it? Theories suggest it was a relative of the extinct gigantic sea crocodile, Philodosuchia, that may still lurk in the deep. Number 7, the bloop. In 1999, multiple underwater microphones, known as hydrophones, picked up an extremely loud sound, across a range over 3,000 miles. The sound was given the name, quote, the bloop. The audio profile, the sound does resemble that of a living creature, except for the fact that was many times lighter than that the loudest known creature, the blue whale, leaving the possibility open that a creature could exist much larger than the blue whale, or at least much louder than a blue whale. Others hypothesized that the sound was actually caused by large ice quake in Antarctica, but the true source really remains unknown. Number 6, mysterious giant furry sea creature. Scientists have yet to identify the strange prehistoric-like mutant, which has similarities to a dolphin, but is twice as large as a human being. Found on the shoreline of Sakhalin Island, which is closer to the United States than it is to Moscow. The extraordinary pictures show a bloodied carcass ripped apart with its bones showing. They also show what appears to be thick long hair hanging off the creature's remains, a characteristic that has puzzled marine biologists. Nikolai Kim, deputy head of the forecasting department at the Sakhalin Research Institute of Fisheries and Oceanography, said he believed it to be a species of big dolphin. According to a characteristic of the skin, it is a rare species, he said. I doubt that it lived in our waters. Most likely, the animal was brought by a warm current. We often get tropical and subtropical species here, and when they cool down they stay here and then die. I can confidently say that this is some kind of a dolphin. However, it has fur. It's unusual. Dolphins do not have any fur. Number 5, the mystery monster that ate a 9-foot great white shark. Then Australia scientists has tagged a particular 9-foot great white shark with a tracking device as part of a program to learn more about these beasts. After a few months, the scientists discover their tracking device washed ashore. Something had killed and eaten the great white shark. The tracking device's data reveal the sunrise and temperature, which would indicate it was in something's digestive tract. Coupled with the sudden 2,000-foot dive into some of the deepest depths of the oceans. The device, whatever creature was in, with ascend and descend these great depths, over the next few days into the device had been excreted. what predator lies in the deep, and eats great white sharks with such ferocity? Number 4. Trunco. Described as a fish-like polar bear, the creature known as Trunco was first sighted off the coast of South Africa on October 25, 1924. An eyewitness reported seeing an elephant-like creature, like trunk, and thick white fur, battling with 2 killer whales with its tail. Having apparently lost its fight, the carcass of the animal washed ashore, where it was measured to be 47 foot long, with a 5 feet trunk. It was long believed that no photo evidence of Trunco existed, and speculation centered on a previously unknown species of a giant seal. Number 3. Taniwa, giant mystery sea creature. A giant mystery sea creature is thought to have been spotted in the turquoise waters of one of New Zealand's most idyllic bays. A huge unexplained wake can be seen in a Google Earth image of Oak Bay, in the Bay of Islands, an area on the east coast of the far north district of the country's North Island, captured by satellite on January 30th. Engineer Peter Witahira, who spotted the wake while on Google Earth researching for his holiday home, told Daily Mail Australia the wake could have been left by a creature around 12 meters in size. Mr. Witahira, from Hamilton, New Zealand, said, "The native Maori would call this a taniwa, as it appears not to be a whale, and it is far too big to be a shark. It is moving too fast, and turning too sharply to be a whale." Mr. Witahira also ruled out that a boat was the cause of the wake, because there is no white froth like normal wakes, created by motors. Number 2. The Megalomania. The Megalomania is a massive lizard that have gone extinct some 30,000 years ago. It's like the much bigger brother to the giant Komodo dragon of today's time. Imagine a lizard the size of a school bus, and maybe even bigger. Interestingly, quite a bit of evidence suggests that they still exist. There's numerous and total reports of sightings of the beast, and then there's evidence a researcher named Rex Cohn has collected. He collected and plastered nearly 30 footprints that match the beast exactly. Add this to the fact that some recent Megalonier bones have been dead to be only 300 years old, and there's a good chance to really maybe a giant lizard roam in the Australian outback. Number 1. Colonel Remy van Leerd's giant snake photo. During World War II, a very high-ranking Belgian fighter pilot and squadron leader named Remy van Leerd was on his way back to base from a helicopter mission in the Congo. During his journey back, he was astounded to see an enormous snake winding around on the ground below. He instructed his crew to circle around so as to get a better look at the snake and take some photos. That's when the snake reared back and were about to attack the helicopter. Colonel Leerd guessed the snake had to be a minimum of at least 50 feet in length. After several reports like this by others, Leerd's pictures were sent to the CIA headquarters, where they were analyzed. Who's estimate the snake could have been up to 200 feet long. Compare this to the longest snake on record, which is around 34 feet in length.